You know, and we all have our 15 minutes of fame, and I'd like to take a couple of my 15 minutes to talk about the rights and the wrongs in the world of professional wrestling.
And it is for the WWE Championship.
This match is for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. The World Heavyweight Championship. The match and new NWA Heavyweight Champion.
We appreciate you guys coming out and taking your time to support women's wrestling in America.
This match is for the AWA World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. Well, up in the show, ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Mr. Green. Joining me as always is Tyler Icy. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And you all forever. I just didn't change your theme music, haven't I?
Yeah.
Gave you some new music. But you know, it's all good, though. You know, it fits you.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad you feel that way. You all right?
I just let achy from yesterday's match.
Uh-oh. Well, we got to hear about it. You had your match this year, so what's up?
No much. I had a good match. I wrestled Star from Amarillo, and we had did this spot to where fell outside the ring, and she whooped me off, ducked my clothesline, and she clotheslined me on some rocks and sticklebacks on the outside the ring. So it was very first time I ever actually had some poking in my back. It was like I rolled back in the ring, and I'm rolling on top of a sticker bus, and they started stabbing me on my back. I'm like, oh, God. Now I know what people did, the wrestle thumbtack match. I know how they feel, So, it just, like I said, it was pretty achy. So.
That doesn't sound too pleasant.
Huh?
I said, that don't sound too pleasant. You do realize that.
No. Then try having to drive 5.5 home. So.
I am sorry to hear that. Life of a wrestler.
Yes.
What can you say? The sacrifice and the pain that goes into being into what, into doing what you do.
Yep, and
Sounds
then
like
with loving patience too. Before you actually get to shut it down for the night, you have to deal with some patience that I love you so much, and they try to hug you, and you're like, give me a high five. We get high five today, yeah. No hugs today.
That's why I leave this song in here for you. Hate it or love it. You always got something that you come in and talk about that you love, but at the same time, there's a little bit of hate behind that. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I got the slogan, love me, hate me, I'm still going to shine. I love it.
I know you do. Who's next on your lineup? You got some show days down the line before I go off into the wrestling news?
So you said, do I have any what?
Any show dates? You got any future show dates down the line?
So far, the promoter from Georgia says that he's going to contact me sometime this week or next week to let me know this month. And then December 4th, we're doing a show for the ECW, and that's in one of them little country towns up here in Texas. It's a Christmas show, Toys R Us type thing. So that's so far, and then I know I got a show in February, but I'll get details on that too.
Okay. A good deal.
So trust me, if I forgot anything any promoter has given me, then I apologize. I just got off to work and my brain cells is like in the bed right now.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I know Showtime gets a little hard to deal with, but I have to say this before we go further, is that there's a lot of wrestling news information that comes out on a regular basis, and you can go to fanboystv.com on the LCW page, and there is an RSS feed for a lot of the information that's out there, some of which is that the WWE signs a former IC champ. There was new matches revealed for TNA's Turning Point, details on Triple H's big return, planned releases for action figures, including right now the current deal with Mattel that WWE has expires in 2015, so they got a good ways to go. There's new figures coming out if you're an action figure collector for the Nexus, Michael Cole, Paul Bearer, Alberto Del Rio. If you're a classic fan, they have Magnum TA coming out. They've also basically announced that they will never release figures of Owen Hart or Chris Benoit, although they do plan on releasing a figure of Eddie Guerrero in 2011. Now, I got to ask you, Isaac, how do you feel about the Mattel saying that they'll never release the Owen Hart or Chris Benoit?
Actually, I think that's what the bull, I mean, I look like this. I still say that I don't really technically really think that he did it, But if he did it, it was because he was on whatever, whether he was abusing or not, But I think that's just a bunch of bull crap,
Okay.
I'll say WWE is they something else.
Now let me clarify. That's not necessarily WWE's decision. I think that is out of Mattel, the actual action figure makers that have decided that they don't want to release a Chris Benoit or Owen Hart. Now, Chris Benoit, I can kind of see why they don't want to do that. I don't understand why they don't want to do it to Owen Hart, though. I don't get that.
Yeah, I really don't. But I look like this. I know a action figure guy that he actually, if you really want those action figures, just give him a front shot and a back shot of any wrestler, and he would do it for you for a cheap price. So if WWE won't do it, then hey, you can still get it elsewhere.
Well, that's true, and I think I know who you talk about. Because I believe he's on my Facebook, but I can't remember his name right now. So I gotta look it up.
It's called Texas Custom.
Texas Side. There you go.
Yeah, that too. That's close enough.
Texas Side Customs. We'll take care of that. Yeah. That's what it is. You are absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So if you are a wrestler or you're just a wrestling fan and you got some figures that you want to see done that will not be sold in stores, you can go to Texas Side Customs and they will hook you up. And what they say, all they need is a front and back shot.
Yep. And
they can make it happen for them.
They'll make it happen for them. And also, what I've noticed, a lot of the indie workers, what they're doing is they're ordering, like maybe 10, 15 of them, selling them at the wrestling shows and getting their profits off of them. Because actually, because he actually puts it in a box where it's a legit, action figure box, like WWE does, and all that. So, and I mean, you can actually sell your action figures at wrestling shows and make money. And I mean, it's not anything that's illegal or anything because it is you. So I mean, just check it out. If there's any wrestler that wants to get themselves, or say I want an action figure Sting, then get whatever the facial, a face picture on there, and he'll do it up for you. And he's really quick, real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Nah, I'm on his page right now. I'm on his Facebook page. So if anybody's listening and want to know who it is, again, that's Texaside Customs, TEXACIDE, TEXACIDE, Texaside Customs. So I guess, and he's got a gallery on there that if you really got to see the quality of his work and how many things that he's made, he's got a bunch of little action figures in here too. Now that I'm sitting here going through it, and they look great.
Yeah.
I mean, people that you may or may not know, Sarah Stock. Looking at hers, that looks pretty good. Sean Cordova, Suicide, X-Pac, or Six-Pac, whichever one you prefer to call him by. I mean, he's got a pretty reasonable lineup. Now, I may have to try to get him on the show just so I can see if he can talk some pricing here. He has his own version of Batista. Huh?
When I say that it is cheap, it is cheap. And trust me, I'm the cheapest person I think that walks on God's green earth. It is cheap. If I'm not considered cheap, it is cheap.
What kind of ballpark figure we talking about here, Isaac?
I'm telling you, it's in the 2 digits. Is that close enough?
Okay, that's close enough. That's close enough.
It's 2 digits, and it just has a little zero behind it. So it's got to be either 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So take your pick. But I'm telling you, it's real cheap. I don't pay no more than $50 for certain things. Even though I spend a little bit more on my gear, but as far as other stuff like that, no. $50 is my limit.
A Diamond Icy action figure?
Huh?
So you're not gonna make you some Diamond Icy action figures?
Actually, when I did, and I know he's probably going to probably get me for this, but when he asked me, if I want to do one, he's like, well, I'm gonna have to end up getting, extra clay for you, and I'm like, why? He said, nope, nothing, it's nothing. But I knew what he was talking about, So it's kind of be funny.
Okay.
Like he's got to get extra clay, like I'm supposed to be a fat chick or something. But I knew what he was talking about. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I told my parents I'll get one for them and my grandma. But it's a good Christmas gift too. Just pop up some pies, Oh, you like her? Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, we need to find some Diamond Icy action figures and put them online on the site so that people can come on and buy them.
Well, see, my action figures actually go talk.
Oh Lord. I'm afraid to even go into that with you, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What's your action figure gonna say?
I didn't hear that. You said, well, who? I know what you said. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
You're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it's like a couple of sayings, welcome to my world, or nobody gets to my world without paying the price, or love me, hate me, I'm still going to shine straight to the top. I don't know. You never know. The doll may end up saying a whole lot of stuff.
There you go. I'm still going to shine.
Yes, love me or hate me, I'm still going to shine right on through you. Either right through you or straight to the top.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm with you.
Or, love me, hate me, you don't have to deal with me, basically.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I have to realize I'm thrown off. My brain is overworked.
I thought all of that was left in the ring. You still overworking yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. This is what happens when you're in school, when you're a full-time mother, when you're working, when you have a job, plus you wrestle on weekends. It's just it's nonstop. And when I get a chance to lay down, I have to pop right back up. So it's like when my little ones go to sleep, then I'll try to get some sleep. That's what I tell people. If you call me after 9 o'clock, maybe even 10 o'clock, you know, you might not like what I'm going to tell you.
Well, I do apologize for that, Icy. You know, I know that duty calls when you coming on and all that good stuff. And I appreciate that you take the time and effort to try to make this happen. Because, you know, there is a question that I saw something on WWE that just bothered me the other day. It was last week, actually. And I know I say that pretty often. I know. I say that pretty often. I get that. I get you. I understand. But I got to vent. I got to get this out of my system.
Get it out.
What happened to tag teams? What happened to tag teams? I mean, you know, I was looking at it last week, right? And because I didn't order the pay-per-view. I really didn't feel like ordering the pay-per-view, to be honest with you. And then I see Cena walk out and Otunga walk out with the tag team titles. And they basically laid down and then passed the titles over to the next two members of Nexus, Heath Ledger and Justin Gabriel. Now, my issue is this. Cena has basically been a tag team champion at least about 3 times just on the day that they decide to put him with somebody. I mean, what's up with that? I mean, you know, it's just like, all right, if we put Cena with anybody, he'll win the belts. And not just win the belts, he'll win it convincingly, or he and his partner will win it convincingly and basically decimate the entire tag team division. He won it with Shawn Michaels, he's won it with Batista, and he just won it with David Otunga. I mean, how crazy is that?
Well, no offense to Jennifer Hudson and all, you know, but I mean, everybody knows how
If you talk about Mr. Jennifer Hudson, you know, make fun of her, man.
I mean, I'm not going to disrespect a man, you know.
Okay, go ahead.
They have to, you know, they're giving him his little push, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, it's not like it's believable, you know. Because if that was the case, then he would have made it a little bit farther than what he did, you know, in the beginning. But I honestly feel the tag teams, it's not the way it used to be. It's really not. I mean, even in the circus, it's not the same.
It's not close to where it used to be, and that's my question, I guess, of the evening. At some point, it just went to pieces, and it just annoys me. I mean, it really just annoys me to no end that, you know, the idea that if we're going to have a tag team, it's got to be 2 guys that are single stars and we slap them together. And, you know, if they're together, then everybody else got to lose and lose badly.
Yeah.
I can't get on the WWE for the concept of putting 2 single stars together, because anybody that's listening, if you ever watched, you know, NWA back in the days or something like that, WWE didn't invent it, is all I'm saying. They didn't invent the idea of 2 single stars getting together to win a title. However, when they used to get together like that, them 2 single stars basically had to work and chase the champions to get the belts. It wasn't like we'll get together today and then win the belts later on, like a half hour later. When Barry Windham and Lex Luger, just 2 single stars, got together and went for the NWA World Tag Team titles, they chased Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson across the country to win those belts. Fact. It just, I don't know.
This the way that I'm used to it being where, I mean, like you said, you chase the belt, you chase the belt, you chase the belt, you chase the belt. Okay, hey, you know, to keep the crowd, like, at least having faith in you as a face, because for the Fair Hill has the title. Okay, to keep the fans having faith in you, if you're chasing the title for at least 6 months, which I feel that I mean, if you're going to chase the title, it don't need to be for no more than 6 months. It really don't. You know, because after that, the crowd loses interest in you. You know, but if you're chasing the title, you know, at least somewhere in there, make it to where it's like a screw job. Or like, okay, dang, he almost had him. Or dang, she almost had him. You know, you got to keep the crowd up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know, turn around, I mean, at the face, okay, you come out there, you have a title match, and then, you know, they do a screw job to where it's like, okay, it's not going to be a title match. Before the bell ring, okay, hey, it's not for the title. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, I never did sign a contract. You know, so where the fans are hyped up to actually see this match, but then you're making the fans wait and wait and wait. Like, come on, you know, that's not fair, da-da-da. I mean, that's how you keep your crowd, you know, coming and coming and coming, you know, to see the match. You know, you have to keep it interesting. But I honestly feel like, yeah, tag teams have gone out the window because you normally get, you know, well, okay, hey, the promoter says, okay, hey, you know, y'all work good as a tag team, but hey, you know, once again, I like him better than I like him, you know. Mm-hmm. Or it's a jealousy thing that happens. You know, that's something I've noticed in any sex, that a lot of guys get jealous of each other. You know, instead of actually working together and saying, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to travel together. You know, we could do singles, you know, to keep the group, you know, together, or keep our faces out there, you know, but then we also going to stick to tag team. But, I mean, we don't see it so much more. I mean, it's, well, you, huh?
Do you think that personal aspirations get in the way of people wanting to be a tag team anymore? Because, I think that the value of the belts have changed. It used to be at some point that the tag team titles meant something. They you know, it wasn't considered a demotion. You know, like now, if they give you a tag team belt, it almost feels like, well, we don't know what else to do with you, so, well, let's just put them with somebody and give them a belt. So people will keep remembering them. Like, you know, we need to keep them in the spotlight somehow. So they need the tag team titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like recently, before these last set of tag team champions, Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre were the guys. And I know that Cody Rhodes isn't going nowhere. They don't know what the hell to do with him. I don't care what they say. They don't know what they're doing with him. Drew McIntyre, they want to be a star because he just had his little run with the Intercontinental Championship, which I question the value of those titles still. But ultimately, neither one of them have any purpose right now, so they slapped them together. Let's make a tag team. So the question is that as a tag team belt just becomes something that they do in order to keep people occupied.
I think they do. I really do. They come up with these stupid, retarded matches, you know. Forgive me who puts the, you know, the person or the persons that put the match together, but some of those matches, I mean, it's like, why? You know?
Why bother?
Yeah, why do you even waste your time? You know? If anything, shoot, have them jump in a movie, you know? Something like that. I mean, I don't know, but, you know, I don't know. Just wrestling has just gone to the, excuse my language, but crap. You know? And it's like I always said that I'm looking at all these young people, I should say young, but all these rookies that are, or, you know, people that are trying to become workers, and they don't realize what they're getting themselves into. You think just because you're a WWE that you're fixing to blow up. You know, you got guys that would have been there way longer than you, and if they're sitting on the sidelines, you know, just waiting on their little turns, what makes you think that you're just going to go in there and just go straight to the top? You know, like you're going to be up there with Randy Orton or whatever. You know, FYI, if Randy Orton don't like you, you're not going to go any further than what you are. You're going to be a jobber for the rest of your life. For WWE. You know, toss one of them top guys the wrong way. You know, trip over their feet, sneeze, bomb, and you'll find out. You know, just crack a joke, and they don't like the joke, and find out what's going to happen. You know, some people look at the fact that I'm second, third, you know, generation. I'm one of the top guys. You know, you do anything wrong to me, or you're a goner. I mean, that's how they think.
A lot of political games in the wrestling industry.
Who trains you? Oh, he's a nobody. Huh? He ain't going far. You know? It's just, I mean, seen it. I've seen it. Who trains you?
That's terrible.
Okay. He's a nobody. Okay.
Terrible. Terrible stuff. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't explain to you how annoying that was for me to turn on TV and see that. When there used to be such a value on tag teams, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of one of them. Back in the day, Demolition, which was looked at as Road Warrior ripoffs, and they were, but at least they worked hard and made people respect them. You can't get that no more. It just ain't gonna happen. Now that right there is a prime example of everything I'm talking about. At that time, when they came into the world, it wasn't no secret. You know, that they can say whatever they want to. Demolition was a Road Warrior ripoff. They can deny it all they want. But everybody knows that there was Road Warrior ripoffs. But the point being is that somehow or another, through the quality of matches, through the number of opponents, through their presence, whatever, however they managed to do it, they made people ultimately respect Axe and Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Thereby making people respect the tag team titles. Mm-hmm. Whereas Hulk Hogan was the king of his world in the singles division, Demolition was basically the king of theirs, or the kings of theirs. Mm-hmm. It wasn't ever a question that Smash was going to leave and try to go after the World's Heavyweight Championship or the Intercontinental Championship or something like that. That just wasn't going to cross your mind. Mm-hmm. Value. They had value on the belts. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But apparently, things like that don't mean anything anymore.
Nope, better don't.
Now, would you take it personally? If you was in those shoes, I mean, you're a worker. Mm-hmm. If you was in those shoes, like, now let's just say that we put you together with somebody. I don't know who. Whomever you got in your head that would make a good tag team partner for Dom and Icy. If you was put together with a tag team and then, y'all start doing good and y'all win the tag team titles, first off, would you consider having the tag team titles a step underneath you? Secondly, would you be looking to get out of that tag team so you can go and do your own thing at some point? Or would you be trying to make the tag team work?
Actually, if I actually, really wanted, to have a tag team partner, I would make it work, only for the simple fact that as a tag team, you can be wrestle in singles match and always have a tag team partner that's going to watch your back. So, I mean, and the only reason I would want to break apart from my tag team partner is if I felt like she was the weakest link, or I felt like I was the weakest link. If I saw that, hey, okay, for example, I used my opponent this weekend, Star, if we were tag team partners, okay, and I felt like I was like, I think you will make more money if we just separate from, if you do singles and we do tag team, or, then that'll be the only way I'll say, look, okay, I got your back out here. I'm going to walk you to the ring, and I got your back, or what case may be. But honestly, that'll be the only reason. I mean, I've tried the tag team thing once before with Dangerous Dominique, and that happened. That was like a one-day thing, I'm not trying to disrespect her, but that was a one-day thing, and I promised myself I would never, ever do it again.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about nobody, because I'm actually in a good mood tonight. So, it's just, I was like, I've done missed tags, which was cool, but I just prefer doing singles, because instead of me having to worry about what you're doing, and okay, dang, here's my cue for me to get in, or I need to get in here on this spot, something like that, or whatnot. Then I'd rather just be concentrating on my own stuff. I look like this. Yeah. I'm not gonna get in there. I'm not gonna get in there and get in the hot tag, and I'm sitting up there, boom, 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 and you just like, okay, I'm just gonna stand outside the ring and take about 10, 15 minutes and try to regroup. No, you better get it together. Pull some energy together and get in here and help me, kick butt things. But when you have a tag team partner that don't do that, then it's like, oh, man, forget this. Shoot. If I know I was going to wrestle two people by myself, I just would have asked for a handicap match. You're supposed to do a back elbow, and you turn around and end up falling on top of the person doing the back elbow. And I'm like, to be honest with you, yeah, that night I had one of them mean, cold-hearted moments, and yeah, I turned on my partner.
Okay.
So that
sounds like your partner just wasn't holding their weight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Being the weakest link. Now if both tag team partners are working it, they doing their thing. They turn up the tag team division. They, some cases you got women is the tag team are going up against men. If you two a good team, then y'all can do it. But when you got the weakest link or the other person ain't doing what they're supposed to do, and all that, then that's what you got to do. I've never seen with WWE's only promotion I've seen with women tag team titles. It would be nice to see it in the indie circuits. Legit.
For what? Okay, we just talked about tag team titles. Now, for what reason would you want to see women's tag team championship on the indie circuit? How many people have done it right? You would really have to have a promoter that believes in the women's division to keep it going. Because
okay, I'm not gonna put it out there. We know I'm gonna put it out there. There's only one promotion that I know that actually believes in the women's division that's in the indie circuit. One promotion, and I would say any female that is trying to make it, it's actually a step from the guy runs this promotion like ECW. It's ECW style wrestling. It's Japan wrestling type. It's ACW in Austin, Texas. They run once a month. They bring in, like I said, the top stars: Sarah, Portia, Daphne. All the girls, the Rain. They bring them all in. And they actually believe in the women's division. I want to say it's a branch off from Ring of Honor, Shimmer, but I'm gonna say it is. May not be, but that's just my perspective on it. But they they actually have the tag team titles for the women, and I think that'll be like hot. You may end up finding more females that said, okay, hey, I can't do this on my own, but maybe we can work as a tag team. Then you see singles, female single matches, day in and day out, at some shows. Bring in, get a tag team title, and let the titles match. Jesus, let them match.
Hey, now, I agree with you that it would be great to see it. To my knowledge, there's only 2 women's companies that have tag team championships. If we're going to get away from talking about the male promotions, or I should say only 2 that are not on nationwide TV. I know Shimmer has one. I know WSU has one. TNA has one, but they don't use it anymore. It's just a title of convenience. In fact, I haven't even seen it defended in the better portion of a month. Which goes back to what I was saying. If you're gonna have it, what's the point in creating those things if it's not being used or used properly?
Okay, and that's when you come around and you actually have females that you know that are actually dedicated to this business and that's not going to just bullhorn your title around. I'll be honest, there are females everywhere. I'm finished in Texas, but Texas maybe has maybe 10 females in this whole, city, state, whatever. Just a handful. So, as far as other states, I see it on Facebook. There's a lot of females all over. I've said they just need to have a big old women's show and just do their thing. And have a women's title. Have the first ever women's tag team title. These promoters, I'm telling you, if these promoters start doing stuff for the women, then they'll realize that they'll bring out a little bit more. You got men come to shows to see women, not to come around and see men half butt naked, bouncing around in the ring. They want to see legs. They want to see, they want to see a body. Whether it's fat, skinny, whatever. They want to see it. They want to get in there and take pictures with a hot chick while their wife sits out there and gets upset.
Yeah.
That happens. It's just like the women want to see these hot, buffy, maybe fat guys that go out there in their little skimpy little tights and.
I already told you that.
Huh?
I already told you about the fat guys in wrestling. That only going to exist on the indie circuit. Ain't no fat guys going to be in WWE. I'm sorry.
Oh really? What you think? What
Who
Mabel look like?
Who?
Well, I know it's back then, but Mabel was kind of Oh yeah, I forgot. He was so skinny. He looked like a toothpick. Yeah.
Oh no, but that when he's joined in there, Mabel came in there in the mid '90s. I'm talking about now.
It can
Only reason that dude even came back, in my opinion, let me put that in there. The only reason he got the job back is because he had a prior working relationship with WWE. Fat people do not get wrestling gigs today. Nobody wants to see them. I'm not trying to be mean, but that is the truth. The only way you see a fat person as a champion is on the indie circuit. And that's it. And it's probably because they run into promotion.
Okay, hold up. Stop the press. Now, I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. Okay? Now, most people, when they're big and chunky like that, it's part of their gimmick, But you're not going to go, we think you're going to go to shows and go see all these little skinny men. But the fact of the matter is, they could be skinny, they could be buff, they could be muscle bound from head all the way to their little big toe.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean they can't work, because I've seen big guys. I'm talking about some 300-pound dudes that would get in there and they'll do circles around these little buffy, skinny, pretzel-eating looking guys.
Oh yeah.
Now the fact is that's where the system gets all messed up. You don't always want to go and look at skinny men and women. I've said it before. People come to the show, they want to see chunky men, they want to see skinny girls, they want to see fat girls, they want to see, Big Bertha,
They do. I agree with you. I'm just saying that in the world of the WWE, I'm not saying that you cannot work if you're a big woman or male. far from it. I want people that's listening to this, especially the workers that may be falling into that category, to hear me and understand before they send me emails saying you ain't right or whatever. I'm not saying that you can't work. I don't want nobody to get the impression that I'm saying that you're not able to do your job as a wrestler. What I'm saying is that is not what the WWE is looking for. And you can look up and down that roster today and find somebody that fits the bill. There ain't too many on there that does it. The closest person that I can think of off the top of my head that may resemble being a big dude is Husky Harris. And even with him, he has some sort of tone to him. But if he wasn't the son of Mike Rotunda, he probably wouldn't be in there right now.
You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some connections and I'm gonna hit up the folks up there at the WWE. I'm gonna try the WWE. I'm gonna see if my fat self go make it.
You ain't fat. What are you talking about?
No, I got a gut. No, I got a gut. Brian, you okay?
No.
You know what? I'm gonna let everybody keep on because a lot of people ain't seen me in a while. I'm gonna keep on letting y'all look at them old pictures and be thinking, oh man, I should just okay.
I take it. You know what? Take a picture. Take a picture and post online because we didn't jumped off of the whole tag team thing now because you didn't went to a whole different topic.
No, you asked about the chunkiness and all that.
Yeah, because it's true. We done went let me redefine it here. We done went off of tag teams and now we on to whether a fat person, and let me be specific, an out of shape person can get a job in a major wrestling promotion, and I say no.
You could be skinny and out of shape. So make another correction.
Okay, fat and out of shape.
Okay, people may have.
You are absolutely right. You could be skinny and out of shape. You are correct. So let me be clear. Fat and out of shape. I don't think you can get it. I don't think anybody that's out there working that's fat and out of shape can get a job in WWE or TNA for that matter if they are fat and out of shape. TV is too cosmetic, and they don't want that.
I don't give a daggum. I got a gut, and I ain't afraid to show it.
You can show it. You can show it. It is all good.
They trying to look like I'm anorexic. Shoot.
No,
I love eating my quesadillas.
I want you to hold that thought because I didn't completely miss my breaks and stuff. I'm gonna come back and explain that in a moment because I gotta say something about that. Just hang tight. If you listening to this is the Rights and Wrongs of Wrestling. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, it's Miss Popular herself, December. My favorite thing to do is talk about myself. My second favorite thing to do is listen to the Rights and Wrongs of Professional Wrestling with Mr. Green. So don't be a loser and check it out right now.
This is Mr. Green, and you're listening to the show.
The rights and the wrongs in the world of professional wrestling.
Professional wrestling as it was meant to be. Ass kicking, take no names, beat the hell out of whoever's in front of you.
Okay, we're back. I see. I really wanted to get in it with you, but so we got a call on the line, honey. So I want you to hold that thought. We're going to finish this thing about whether an out-of-shape person can get into the business before this night is over with. Mm-hmm. You and I are going to finish that. Okay, somebody calling off of Skype. All 111s, you're on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this is Malia Hosaka.
Malia, how are you, dear?
I'm good. I just got off work, and I had trouble trying to find the phone number to call you.
It's all right. It's okay. You got in the middle of we was having a little bit of a debate. That's all.
I see.
Now you can jump on that before we start the interview.
Okay.
Since you're here, I'm gonna put it out there. We started talking about whether the business has moved to being very cosmetic today. I think everybody that watches it on TV, whether it's WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, what have you, will tell you that it is a pretty cosmetic business now. And no offense to anyone that is large and out of shape, but the odds of you getting a job in WWE at this point is probably going to be pretty slim.
Large and out of shape doesn't mean you're not going to get a job. It's going to be slim because you're going to have the right look, the right place, and just be the right awkward thing that they're looking for.
The right awkward thing that they're looking for.
Yeah, the uniqueness. Like Awesome Kong. She was just perfect for that. She's huge, she's big, she's great, but at the same time, I love her to death, but she's not going to win any beauty pageant.
Probably not, but I don't know if I would consider her out of shape, though.
Well, no, but that's what I'm talking about. It's not necessarily that you're going to be – it's got to be some look. There's some gimmick there or something that just fits a certain character, and those are few and far between.
Fair enough.
So I can't say that they have absolutely no chance. It's just going to be the fact that they've got something going on at that point to where they need this person, and you just happen to fit that role.
Okay. Well, I see Malia is backing you up.
All right. Making me think I'm going to school with
I'm just saying, though,
You're just saying?
I go to places, I'm just saying,
I mean, I agree. It is a very cosmetic industry these days. It's all about what you can be marketed as versus what you have talent for.
Ah, yes. There we go.
So, see, I'm not saying that, that's not the truth. That's the way it is out there. But, as far as saying that somebody that's out of shape not having a chance, well, that's not necessarily true. The more in shape and the better you look, of course, the better chance you've got.
Okay, I can go with that. Now that we've got that out, I'm sure me and Icy will continue that at some point in time. But I don't want to take up any of your airtime with that. With our little debate. So if you are just tuning in and you are listening now, this fabulous, legendary Malia Hosaka is on the line. So let's start with the obvious. How are you tonight?
Now that I'm done with the real job, I am fabulous.
You sound pretty energetic for, just getting out of, quote, the real job or the real world.
Well, I deal with people and I'm rushed and I've been rushing around trying to get on the phone with you and everything because I've been wanting to do this interview. And so I got a little bit of an adrenaline rush going right now. I'll be calming down here shortly.
Well, bless your heart. So we got to make sure that we plug your site before we go any further, because we're all about getting the information out there. So when people want to see the goods as far as contacting you, sending you fan mail, seeing photos, so on and so forth, where they need to go?
Well, my email address is maliahosakafanmail@yahoo.com, and my website is maliahosaka.net. And my website has all the information about my appearances, where I'll be, when, and there's a members area where you can watch videos and see updated pictures, recent stuff, and some of my older stuff. So.
Speaking of the older stuff, LPWA.
Oh, my. I wish we could just erase all those tapes.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's great. I love the LPWA.
No, the LPWA was great. It was the beginning of my career, and I'm very thankful that I got to work with everybody there that I did. But, God, looking back, I was so young, so naive, so green.
Well, isn't that what everybody says? I think Icy says that, too. When she looked back at some old stuff of hers, she's like, so much better now. Icy, you love the LPWA, don't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, see? We all know. I mean, I can honestly say that is the first serious all-women's promotion that I've seen. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Glow was there, but Glow was, that was basically Saturday Night Live in a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
But LPWA, I actually wanted to come home and watch that.
Aww.
I mean, I can admit that, and I have the pay-per-view. Imagine that. I got the pay-per-view.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
35. Put me out there. That's right, 35.
I'm trying to watch it. I'm like, okay, how old are you?
You're talking about, that back in the day, that's what you did. You come home, you sit down in front of the TV. That was part of the wrestling lineup in Atlanta.
Mhm. We had Bonnie Blackstone and Joe Pedicino.
See, look, she know what I'm talking exactly what I'm talking about. That's right. That's exactly who was running that little
commentary
6-hour block of. Well, they did the commentary, but here in the city they had a series of wrestling shows that just ran from like 6 to like 3 in the morning.
Right.
Every hour was a different show. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was from all over the country. That's how I got a hold of LPWA.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, how did you even get hooked up with them to begin with?
I've got to think back. Oh, goodness. I'm honestly going to say it was probably Misty Blue. It was her school that I went to, even though Killer Kowalski trained me.
Okay.
It was Misty Blue's camp. And after I went back down to Florida and started trying to break into the business and network, I got a call to go out to California to work with her, and then from there, the LPWA was starting up, and my number and name got passed on to, I believe it was Ken Resnick at the time, but I think it was through her. And I was brought out to try to, basically, initially when I was brought out, it was just to be squashed and to make the bigger girls look good. And I had somebody there stick up for me and try to showcase my talent a little more and show them that, I had potential. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you went beyond the squash and became.
I went beyond the squash, but I was still the damsel that Bambi had to save all the time. I was Bambi's partner, and I was the little young thing in the ring, and Bambi was always running in to make the save.
Well, yes, I do recall those matches, but I guess everybody had their role at the time,
right? Mm-hmm.
And you filled that role out well, and eventually transitioned out of it into your own star.
Well, thank you. I worked hard, and I was blessed to be able to work with some of the top ladies that were out there at the time.
And you also took your run on the indie scene. I'm assuming following the LPWA. So when LPWA ended.
Well, LPWA was kind of an indie as well. I mean, I worked for them, and I was under contract to work for them, but I wasn't limited to working only for them. So I still worked the indie scene around Florida when in between their shows and everything like that, and eventually was able to branch out and start traveling, the Eastern Seaboard.
Okay.
And and then once I started working with Debbie Combs, I started going out to the Midwest a little bit more.
Okay.
So, and Debbie Combs is actually the one that, between Debbie Combs and Terry Taylor are the ones that actually gave me my break at WCW.
All right. You may have somebody on the line here. Let me open up this 3473. Your line is open. Please speak your piece.
Am I on the air?
You are on the air.
Yeah, I got a question for your co-host.
Okay.
Miss Icy.
Mm-hmm.
You got a boyfriend?
Yes, I do.
Oh, that sucks, man. You know, 'cause I want to take you out to dinner.
Okay, well, let me
broke his heart.
Hold that thought, buddy. Let me finish this out because I got a little bit of live stream left. So I don't want to lose my interview time. So let's move that on. Sorry. Okay. We apologize.
It's all right.
Now back to business at hand, because as far as the live stream goes, anybody that's listening, we got about 4 minutes left in the live stream. The rest of that you're going to have to catch on the download, to hear the rest of what Malia is saying and the rest of her information. Be sure to check that out in your iTunes, iPad, iPod, anywhere that you receive your podcast, you'll be able to hear that. Or you can go to fanboystv.com and get the links and get the RSS feed straight up. Now, I stopped with you saying that you were not limited to working to the LPWA, although you were under contract to them. So I'm assuming that once the LPWA dissolved or ended, you were already basically on the circuit and, didn't hurt you too bad or anything like that.
No, it didn't hurt me too bad. It hurt my paydays pretty bad, but it didn't hurt my career too bad.
Okay.
If anything, I feel I was very lucky to be a part of LPWA and get the exposure that company gave me at that time.
Okay. Now, the next big thing that I can recall, and please correct me if there was something that happened in between that time, I want to say WCW.
Well, in between that time was actually my tour of Japan with FMW.
Okay.
So I went over there briefly after the LPWA closed, and then the next big thing came when I got a break with WCW.
Well, how was the experience with FMW?
It was very eye-opening. Little 4 feet, nothing's kicking me in the face every night. Those girls, they work hard. I have a tremendous amount of respect for them, and they go constantly. It's not like the United States where there are rest holds and you're in a Boston Crab or a figure four for a few minutes and you actually get to catch your breath. They just constantly go, go, go.
So you learn. I guess that was a new style that you had to get used to during that tour.
It was a huge new style, and I limited on speaking English as well, because they didn't speak English. So it was learning communication because my mother never taught me Japanese.
Well, now that's an interesting question. How do you manage when there's a communication barrier in the ring?
You just have hand signals, and you learn to read, and you just, if they shoot you off the ropes, you just plan it, hey, what's coming at me? Which way do I need to fall? So a lot of stuff I'm just going blind. I just trust them and give them my body and say, here, do what you want. and they do the same. Then there's an amount of respect there that you don't hurt each other. You're protecting each other and entertaining the fans to the best of your ability. Okay.
Now, you said it was a very eye-opening experience, getting basically beat on for every night for the duration of your tour. Did it force you to change your style once you were there? You became a little bit more hard-hitting, brought that back to the U.S.?
Well, I think I learned to make my kicks connect a little better, my punches and chops and everything like that. I learned to lay them in and not be scared of hurting the other girl. And bringing that back to the States, I probably was a little bit stiffer with the American girls because the American girls just didn't work like that. But I also learned that if it was positioned in the right spot and you weren't taking advantage of the other person's body, it was okay.
Okay.
It was, there are places that you can kick and you can hit your opponent, and it's fatty or muscle tissue that it's not really super hurtful.
Okay. Education in the human anatomy, courtesy of your tour in Japan.
Exactly.
Now, I want you to hold that thought. I've got to address the listening audience. We got about 15 seconds worth of live stream left. If you want to hear the rest of what Malia Hosaka is saying to Mr. Green and the Diamond Icy, please go to the website, download the podcast, and get it on your iTunes, iPad, iPhone, iPod, and whatever podcast you have left. And I managed to get that in before the clock went down. How about that? That's all. That's right. If you are still listening, then you are with us on the B-side. This is the version that is available for podcast only, and I thank you for downloading it. You're listening to our interview with the legendary Malia Hosaka, one half of the Experience. What better tag team name could it be today? And, I'm not going to get ahead of myself because, I don't want to. We'll get to the Experience in a moment, but I want to ask, okay, so you returned from Japan, you finished your tour, you learned a new style of working, you become a little bit stiffer in the ring, and you bring a little bit more force, a little bit more confidence, a little bit more oomph to what you do.
Right.
So where do we go from here? Now you're back in America.
Back in America, working the indies against Debbie Combs, and learning and just getting seasoned out until 95 when I get my break with WCW.
Okay. Bless you back there. It's all right. It's okay. We understand. Sneezy season. Things happen on live, live feeds, live radio. But okay. You get your break with WCW. Series of matches with another legendary figure. That
Medusa.
There you go. How was that experience?
It was good. I mean, I kind of came in on one side. I felt like I was being brought in as being from Japan, so they wouldn't have to actually bring a girl from Japan in. And on the other hand, I kind of felt like I was being brought in because I was one of the few girls that I just kind of rolled with the flow. Oh, you want me to lose tonight? Fine. Oh, you want me to lose again tonight? Fine. By I think the third or fourth time I was losing to her, I was going, well, can we please do something besides the German suplex? Because, you've hit me with it 3 times, and I would like to think I'm smarter than that now. But no, it was a good experience in the sense that, it was an opportunity. I got TV time. Medusa is a terrific person to work with in the ring and learn from, but she's also very reserved. I think had she been billed as a heel, I think she's a natural heel. I think she could have rivaled Moolah in legendary status.
Really?
So, yes. I just don't think she was nearly as good of a babyface as what she could have been as a heel.
Okay. Now, you said something along the lines of, I guess, you kind of went with the flow while you were in WCW. It sounds like if you had to do it differently, like if WCW was around right now and you went into it, it may have been a different story.
There may have been a few times that I might have spoken up and said, hey, what about this or what about that? But going, not to jump ahead, but I really would have, it would have been more of my WWF appearance that I would have put my foot down with.
Okay. So let's say that you had the ability to rewrite the WCW chapter of your career. Is there anything outstanding in there that, if you had the chance to say, hey, you know what, that I'd like to do over or do differently?
I would like to have been actually considered a character or somebody that was a challenge or there. I was more of a transient undercard, kind of I don't know how to even really say it, like almost like an afterthought for the girls' match versus actually being given a storyline and a reason for being there. It's kind of like, oh, we got girls on the card, who can we call? And, but then when it came down to serious storylines, then there was Akira Hokuto and Bull Nakano that was brought in for that. Well, I would have, going back and changing it, I would have liked to have gone to the writers and said, why not me? why don't you see me in a storyline with her?
Okay.
So
you would have liked the wrestling character of Malia Hosaka to be presented as a threat.
Well, as a threat, or just, something more than an afterthought of, hey, we need a girl to work with Medusa. I worked with Leilani Kai, and it was great, and they had Luna do the run-in afterwards and kind of beat me up and throw me out of the ring, and that went nowhere. It was like, okay, I just beat Leilani Kai on your Saturday night program, and then Luna beats me up for no reason, but yet there was never any follow-up to that either.
Okay.
So.
But if it makes you feel better, I'm pretty sure that most people out there probably agree with me in saying that they didn't know what they were doing with the women's division anyway. So
probably not. I got told by another legend, Jimmy Hart, one time I was always $1 late and a day short. I either came in as the women's division was dissolving, or I came in before the women's division was actually developed.
I'm sorry to hear that, Malia.
Hey, it's life. Timing in this business is everything.
Indeed. So we leave the WCW now. On the road of life that Malia had, what was the next big thing?
The next big thing would have been going out to Missouri and working for Harley Race, becoming the WLW champion. And while I was out there working out and training in his school and working on his shows, I got a call to make an appearance for Vince McMahon. So then I go to the WWE, pose as a fan, and challenge Ivory to be beat up by Nicole Bass.
Nicole Bass.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure that was an experience in itself.
I had no problems with Nicole. I mean, I feel like Kowalski taught me very well. I'm very trusting of most of the opponents that I work with, because I know how to protect myself for the most part. So everybody was like really scared that she was going to give me a power bomb, and I was like, well, all I got to do is talk, and all she's got to do is sit, and it should be fine, So, but Nicole was very nice and very respectful, and I have nothing bad to really say about her for my brief interaction with her.
Okay. Very good. I just, I guess I've heard that she wasn't as classically trained as some.
Right.
And I was wondering how that would work between, the two of you in the ring. Or not just necessarily just you, but, with anyone that's not well trained and then you get in the ring with somebody that is,
Well, if you get somebody that is well trained, they can take somebody not well trained and make them look like a superstar, as long as that person is willing to listen and follow. I mean, there are numerous stars out there, and without shooting myself in the foot, I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure most people know who they are, that only had a couple of big, huge moves, and the opponents that they faced always made them look amazing. Ric Flair is one of them. He can take a broomstick in there and make a broomstick look awesome. I mean, Dean Malenko, he's another one. He's just able to make somebody who's not that talented look like they are. So.
Now I'm going to ask you, and it may come off like you're tooting your own horn, but let's just put it out there anyway. Do you feel like you fall into that category, that, you could take somebody, especially at this point in your career, that is not as skilled and make them look like $1 million?
I can take somebody out there that is not as skilled and make them look like a skilled wrestler if the fans want to see old school wrestling. I cannot take somebody out there who only knows how to do a frog splash and make them look like $1 million, because they're not going to know the basics and they're not going to know how to follow. But I can at least try to lead them to the best of my abilities. And I think that I could probably lead them better than half of the girls out there today.
Okay. So now let's address the frog splash thing before we go further into the career of Malia Hosaka. Let's touch on that just a moment. Would that be code for somebody that, I don't know, just is only good for high spots, or they just haven't learned anything other than, hey, learn this one move and you'll be good?
Would that be? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said the frog splash comment. I said, would that be code for somebody that I guess got a bad deal at a wrestling school? Like, this is the only thing that they went in, and this is the only thing that they learned. And
it's not code; it's an actual fact. There was one girl that I actually worked with at Harley Races, and her big move seriously was the frog splash. And I'm like, well, can you lock up? No. Do you know how to do the Boston Crab? No. Do you know how to do the figure four? No. Do you know how to do a suplex? Oh, that's like a DDT, but I flip you backwards, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
What do you know how to do? Oh, I can do a frog splash. Yeah, not to me, you can't. Thanks.
Oh. This is a student that you talk?
No, this was somebody that actually came in to work, Harley brought in to actually challenge me for the belt.
Oh, okay.
So, no, she wasn't a student. She was supposedly already trained.
Keyword, supposedly. So,
sorry, kick him in the butt and tell him to get out the ring.
Well, my thing is, if you can't wrestle, keep your TNA out of the ring.
Apparently the stance on that is not favorable.
No.
No TNA in the ring.
No, if you can wrestle, you can have TNA all you want in the ring. If you can't wrestle. If you can't wrestle, keep it out of the ring.
Fair enough.
It belongs on the sideline. If all you're good for is being eye candy, then stand on the sidelines and be eye candy.
Mm-hmm.
On the outside of the ring.
I got you. We
get a lot of heat over that.
Yes.
Oh, they won't know who you're talking about. At least I hope not. Whoever that person is, I'm sorry that I brought it up. Don't blame her, blame me. I'll take the heat for you. Send the bullet my way.
That's right. I'm like a heat-seeking missile. I can get heat without even trying.
Oh, it can't be that bad. At least I'm hoping not. That might bring up a whole different conversation there.
It's a whole new thing.
I mean, because I would not expect that from you, quite honestly. You seem like a pretty mellow individual.
I have mellowed out in the years. Back in the day when I was gung-ho wrestling, no, I was not very mellow at all. I would tell you in a heartbeat if your match sucked, and I'd hold no punches on it. Now I'm a little bit more diplomatic about it. I'll be like, well, you did this good, but you need to work on that. Back then I'd just be like, yeah, you suck, you need to quit.
Ooh, wow, okay. You've been hurting some people's feelings, I'm assuming.
I'm sorry?
Breaking hearts. So you've been hurting some people's feelings, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And without any remorse.
No, there's not a lot of remorse for the few that, I mean, I'm sure there's more than a few, but there's actually a few I might have some remorse for. But, there's a couple out there that, no, I'd still tell them, yeah, it was the most worst match I've ever seen in my entire life, and please don't ever step foot in the ring again.
Okay. Now, we left off with you in the WWE for the time that you were there, dealing with, you were the run-in for Ivory, or challenged Ivory,
right.
and
challenged
you dealt
Ivory
with Nicole Bass.
Right.
So following that, where do we go from there?
Following that, I get put under contract and sit around and do absolutely nothing for a year.
Really?
I continued to work for Harley Race, but I didn't really do a whole lot of other indie work other than his.
Okay. Now, does being under contract with WWE, is that the same kind of scenario that a lot of people talk about being under contract with WCW, where it was I sat at home and I got good money just sitting there?
I won't say I got good money. I got okay money for sitting there. I mean, I walked to the mailbox every Monday and collected a paycheck, and I was kind of sad to see that stop. But
I understand.
You know, I was still able to do independent shows, and I did do independent shows to, you know, just because I love being in the ring and I love entertaining people. I've never been in this business for the money, and it's a good thing for that because I would have starved a long time ago if that was the case.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a character. When they signed me to my contract, I was supposed to be named Aphrodisia, and I was supposed to manage Papi Chulo. The week I signed my contract, Papi Chulo did not make it in. He got held up in customs or something happened in Mexico. The following week, Terry Taylor and Vince Russo left WWE and went to WCW, I believe. And I think that happened on like a Thursday or Friday, and I got a call telling me that I was no longer needed at Raw the following Monday, and they would let me know when I needed to come in again. So I kind of feel like it was politics because Terry and Vince were the ones that were writing my storyline, and once they left, there was no need for me. And then a few weeks or a couple months later, I'm not even sure how long, I get a phone call that they want me to go to Japan and fill in for Lita at FMW because she had just had her boobs done and couldn't work, and she was going to have the spot managing Papi Chulo.
Okay.
So, and I thought she had a better look for it, and, you know, of course, and it worked out well for her, and she went on to become Lita. So it's been great. There's a lot of people that say I have hard feelings over that, and that's the business. That's politics. That's just the way things go.
I see.
I pitched several ideas to them, and they just didn't go for any of them. So, so then I sit home for a year and get released, and then go back to the Indies full time.
Okay. Now, when you return to the Indies, what is different for you now?
I'm not in it to make a living anymore.
You're not in it to make a living anymore. So you can get in there and you can enjoy yourself.
I can. I get in the ring. I enjoy myself. I'm able to have fun. I'm able to pick and choose who I want to work with, pick and choose where I want to work. So it's nothing like having to depend on something to pay your bills. Okay. You know, it's not like I've got to worry about, okay, I need to have every weekend filled Thursday through Sunday, and I need to make this much money because I need this. I've got this much going out, and then all of a sudden having promoters cancel on you last minute. You know, so being that I'm semi-retired and I just kind of hang out and do my thing when I want to do it, has made it very nice. And it's also given me the mindset to be able to deal with the younger girls a little better. Because where years ago when it was my living and they didn't have much respect, I had no patience for them. Now I'm able to sit back and kind of teach them and show them. And if they don't have any type of respect, I don't have to give them the time of day, but at the same time I don't have to, you know, try to chase them out of the business either.
Okay. Well, it sounds like that at least has worked well for you. Again, you said earlier that you've mellowed out, and now I know the reasons why you've mellowed out.
You know, I know I enjoy the business. I do. I enjoy the fans. I enjoy entertaining. I enjoy getting in the ring with somebody else who is talented, and we can go out there and take the fans and up and down and tell a story and have them following our storyline without commentators putting it over and explaining to everybody what we're doing. There is an art form to wrestling, and I enjoy the art of it.
Okay. So you enjoy knowing that you can deliver the goods between the bells or between the ropes, however you choose to define it, without needing a Michael Cole or Jerry Lawler or whoever.
Exactly. I mean, I've made a very good living on the independent circuit with relatively little TV time from any of the major promotions.
Yeah, I mean, certainly people know who you are. You know, anybody that follows it, you know, the women's wrestling, they know who Malia Hosaka is. That has to be justifying.
It's nice. It's you know, it's a little flattering. Sometimes I walk into a locker room and I sit down and I'm looking around and I'm going, I'm older. I've been wrestling longer than these people have been alive. But, you know, and I start feeling very old and wonder why I'm there. And then I go out and I have fun in the ring and I entertain everybody and I, you know, yell and scream and tag up with Lexi and have a good time. And I go, oh, yeah, that's why I still do this.
And there we go, and we come to the experience.
Mm-hmm.
First off, the name. Who came up with the name?
Dave Prazak and Allison Danger.
Okay. Now, is that something that you're only allowed to use inside of Shimmer, or did they just give it to you like, hey, you know, y'all two take that and run with it?
I'm going to be honest. I've never asked. I don't know. Lexi and I have only tag teamed 2 or 3 times outside of Shimmer. Shimmer is basically really the only place we do a tag team at. So I don't think we've ever come across to where we need to use that name elsewhere. But I've never been told I couldn't use it.
Don't let me get you in no trouble now.
I'm already in trouble.
Oh, do I need to ask about that too?
Oh, I wrote something about the my feelings on the way wrestling has changed from back in the day. Every match from start to finish built the card. Every match had a reason. Every match had a purpose. Even if it was an opening match, it wasn't, and it was just 2 people that you might not have seen before. They were given a match. They were told to go out there and tell a story and to build something and showcase each other. And then they would go from there, and eventually they would move up the card, and those that were at the top of the card would move down the card. And that was just the rotation of wrestling in life. Mm-hmm. And that's how you kept your company going from week to week. You always had these fresh stars. You didn't have one star holding the belt 17 times.
Yes.
You know, so I wrote about, and it was after I returned from a Shimmer taping, about my disenchantment with the way the business has gone and the way the fact that promoters today seem to throw matches together for the sole purpose of having that match because it's somebody's dream match somewhere, but there's no build-up to it. And then those girls go out there and they throw everything but the kitchen sink into their match, and they've never faced each other before. Yet other girls are just told, oh, we'll go give, I shouldn't even say girls, other matches, because I was not talking about Shimmer, other matches are told, go do 5 minutes, and that's curtain to curtain. Now, what type of a story are you supposed to tell in 5 minutes? I mean, what seriously are you supposed to do in 5 minutes, curtain to curtain? A minute out there, a minute back, that gives you 3 minutes in the ring. It's ridiculous. And I wrote about that. And a fan took it from my website and said that I was ripping on Shimmer. And I suppose that if you read it with that mindset, it does sound that way. I immediately apologized to Dave Prazak in a public way as well as a private way and told him that I had absolutely no intentions on ripping on Shimmer when I wrote that. I did not mean that. I did not mean it to be inferred that way. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Shimmer and the girls there and what he has tried to do for the women of wrestling. But that got me heat because a fan misinterpreted what I was feeling and what I was writing. Rather than emailing me or contacting me and saying, hey, is this what you meant? They just took it straight to the Shimmer board and said, look what she's doing. So that's the reason why I say I'm already in trouble there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. So you don't have any issues on your end with Shimmer?
No, none at all.
Let's clarify that. Okay.
No, absolutely none at all. I respect everybody there. Dave has probably some of the absolute most talented women out there. Nikki Rocks, Ariel, Sarah Del Rey, they're amazing. And I think that what he is trying to do and the opportunities that he's giving the girls in the forum he's doing it in is great. My feelings on the way the business has gone versus what the business actually is today are two completely separate things. The business will never be what I remember because that's the cycle of life. Things change, things evolve, things grow. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. But every old-timer always sits around with melancholy and remembers their day and their era and what was so great about it.
Okay. But, I wanted to take this time since we jumped onto that and make, for anybody that's listening so they don't misunderstand, they don't take it out of context, they don't misconstrue. Yeah, thank you.
I have no problems with Shimmer.
Okay. As you were saying that, I found the response to the gentleman or lady, whoever that took your article and reposted it. I see this, I guess, happened a couple of months back. And and again, this is on MaliaHosaka.net. And the news, if you are listening, you can, I guess, follow that yourself and read it on your own and in full detail what you meant. That there's at least no heat on her end. There's nothing that was done with malice or intent.
No, absolutely not.
Unfortunately, I guess the plus and the minus of the Internet is the accessibility, and that accessibility has gotten into the wrong hands, and this is...
Well, I think the plus and the minus is anything in writing, because whenever you read something, you're hearing that person's voice while you're reading it, but you're hearing it with the mindset of the mood that you're in. So you could read a sentence that I wrote and think that I'm yelling at you when I'm just writing a normal sentence. Say, thanks a lot. You think I'm being sarcastic, or just a smart aleck. But I'm just saying, thanks a lot. That's the problem with the written word, is that the inference that can be put into it is the mindset of the reader. And when the mindset of the reader has one thing going and they don't stop to look at everything and they make assumptions on what the writer was actually saying, then that's where, misunderstandings occur.
Okay. I see. And just so you know, let's put it out that you're not the only person that, has their day of reminiscing on how it used to be. I mean, a lot of fans, we do that.
Fans reminisce. Old-timer, my veterans reminisced about how it was. I mean, that was half the fun back when I was traveling with all of them, was listening to Greg Valentine and the Bushwhackers and everybody. They all told stories of the day. Debbie Combs telling stories of the day. But, all of my veterans reminisced. And I don't have that many veterans to reminisce with. But, I reminisce about what the business was when I broke in.
Yeah.
So, just as, in 20 years, the girls that are out there now will be reminiscing about what it was, because it's going to be different for them.
That's right. You hear that, Icy? You're going to be reminiscing, too.
I think she left us.
Maybe taking a nap now. I don't know. Or that, too. But you certainly have been very enlightening as to a lot of the things that you have going on or had going on.
Thank you.
Your calendar. Any show dates coming up for anybody that's looking for Malia Hosaka in the near future?
November 19th at Wrestle Birmingham. And anybody who likes to reminisce about the old days, that's the card to go see, because there are so many of your veterans and old-timers on that show. It is loaded. It's almost going to be like a Wrestle reunion because I just think that there's going to, Brickhouse Brown, Jerry Lawler, I can't even think of all the names that are on it. Greg Valentine. I mean, there's just a lot of the old timers that are going to be coming back out for Wrestle Birmingham on November 19th.
Okay. I wish if you have a link, send it over to me. I'll post it on my website, so if anybody wants to see, they can.
All righty, I'll do that.
Go there. You know, I try to take care of you now. You know. You know, I try to work with you.
We appreciate it.
Well, you know, you sound like good people, Malia. I know you're saying that you're getting heat and everything like that, but you know, maybe I'm just catching the. You know, maybe I'm catching the mellow version of you. You know, you sound like good people.
No, I try to be a good person. We're all evil every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Kids just mellow me out, so you know that's all it is.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's good.
Okay, now are we going to expect to see the tag team of the Experience get together anytime soon, considering the environment of well, I shouldn't say the environment, but the relationship with yourself and Shimmer right now?
That would be a question to pose to Dave Prazak.
Okay.
I have no objections of the Experience coming back and making another appearance for him. But again, that would be up to him. As far as at any other place, Lexi and I don't really have anything else booked. I think Lexi's enjoying being a mom right now.
Lexi's a mom? All right.
She is. Lexi's a mom now, which is why the Experience went on hiatus for a little while.
Okay. Did not know that.
That's the reason Lexi Fife on a Stick evolved.
Okay, fair enough.
But, yeah, Lexi's a mom now, so she's working hard. She's, but she's enjoying doing the mom thing and taking care of her little baby, and I keep pushing for her to come back in the ring, but she hasn't been back in that I know of yet.
Okay. Well, I guess you're just going to have to do the solo thing for a little while, that's all.
That should be me and Lexi Fife on the Stick.
No, y'all still got a lot of life in you.
Yeah.
I mean, that tag team is right.
I work for TCW out in Washington State. So.
Now, here's the question I have to ask everybody. When are you going to make your run in Atlanta? I keep trying to get people to come back down to Atlanta. It used to be a great wrestling town. We need to kick that back off again.
I would love to come back down to Atlanta, but I don't even know of anybody running in Atlanta.
I know. That's the problem.
And I don't have millions of dollars. Now, as soon as you find me that internet sugar daddy who's willing to send me lots of money for emails, then I'll start a promotion in Atlanta.
Oh, you want to find your internet sugar daddy? No problem. You're a good-looking girl. I can find that.
See? But it's not a sugar daddy. It's somebody who only sends me money, and I only have to email.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some people out there that'll go for that.
I don't want the real life, have to spend time with them every single day. I just want to be able to email them here and there.
Well, as long as you're making it feel good through the email, you say some sweet stuff through on blog.
Exactly. If I have to be passing through town, we can go to dinner or something occasionally, but, just an email here or there. Hey, I need some money and some more jewelry and, some more money. And, oh, by the way, the wrestling company's going great. And, oh, yeah, we need more money. And
yeah, that's all you look at. Find out for you quick as a flash. Right? Just let me send you a picture over to some people, and then they'll jump right on it. Won't be no problem. And I mean,
I'm gonna hold you to that one.
Yeah, you hold me to that one. It might take me a little while. I'm gonna pull that out for you. I'm waiting to see y'all make that run back out in Atlanta. I've been bugging every interview that I had to do something. I thought that one of y'all might have
back in Atlanta. Let's get Ted Turner to start something back up.
Yes. If only I still had Ted's phone number.
I know.
That must be my other cell phone.
That's it. It's in my other phone. It was in that day planner that I had stolen, so.
Yeah.
Back before everything was PDAs, and I had to have the old school address book.
That's right. I still got one of them somewhere around here. Got to have a hard copy.
Of course.
I never know what happened to my phone, so I got to have a hard copy. We're about business over here.
Right.
Now, I don't want to jump off track too much. I'm going to clear you out because I know you. I know you're on the run. You're always a busy woman. So the future for Malia Hosaka. I mean, I know that you're still kind of doing the circuit, having some fun, but no real other future goals other than just a booking here, a booking there. Anything else that's on your mind, on your plate?
I don't really have anything else on my plate as far as am I setting up a goal to go back to one of the major companies? No. If they called me and they wanted me to, work for them again, I would be more than happy to. Am I actively seeking it? No. Right now I'm kind of going off as being the modern day Moolah. I am one of the last of my generation and one of the last of my kind, and kind of the Moolah of today's generation. So that's been my moniker just lately.
Okay.
I'm slowly getting in the way of retirement. I can see that happening.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Can't retire yet.
Well, I didn't say I was retiring tomorrow, but it's
okay.
getting to be that way.
Okay. I'm just saying, I haven't found that internet sugar daddy to finance a wrestling show down here in Atlanta yet. I got to see that.
I'm not retiring before then now. Okay,
Okay, there we go. There you go. Bless your heart. You just feed into my little fantasy that a wrestling show will make it back into the city sometime soon.
Absolutely.
So, but no plans to open your own promotion. No plans to use your wrestling status to step off into some other form of entertainment or anything like that, because that happens.
My wrestling status isn't really high enough to step off to any other entertainment. I have done some acting and I've done some modeling. I still have an agent. Unfortunately, being a flight attendant, my schedule is very limited as far as I'm on call. Never know when I'm going to be around or when I'm not going to be around. And like tonight, having to deal with New York, I was late getting on here, talking to you. So there are times it's extremely hard. But I am open to everything and any ideas that come up. So I can't say what the future for me holds right now. I can say that I'm not actively pursuing anything other than just trying to be happy and make a financial future for myself so that I have something to retire on. But, any opportunities that come up or any doors that open, I would definitely be open for them. Not going to open up my own company because I don't have the money for that. Now, if you find me that internet sugar daddy, we'll open up a company.
Yes. So if you're internet sugar daddy and you listen to this, you need to...
honestly, in all sincerity, if say somebody did come up, they had backers or whatever, they had an idea, they needed somebody to kind of run the locker room or behind the scenes or know how to do stuff, then I would be more than happy to go in with them and help them in any way I could. But I kind of feel like the way in the direction that wrestling has gone, my day and era has gone, and now I just need to pass on as much of what Leilani and Judy and everybody taught me to those that are going to carry it into the next wave of the future. So that's my goal, is just to help them understand what the art of it is a little bit better.
Okay. That sounds good. So again, I guess for those new generation wrestlers out there that may be listening to this, Malia is the girl. I guess if you need to ask something, get some information. You seem like you're pretty open to it. I mean, don't flood the email or nothing, but
I mean, if they need information or they want advice or they want my opinion, I'll give it to them. I can't. The only opinion I will not give is like if you send me a match and you want me to watch it, I'll watch it and I'll critique you on what I see. But I'll never tell you if somebody's a good wrestler or a bad wrestler until I'm actually in the ring with them.
Okay, fair enough. I guess that's the only way that you can rightly say whether they're good or bad.
That's the way I feel. I mean, it's just my veterans kind of taught me that way. It takes two to have a match, and until you work with that person, you don't know if it was one of them, both of them, you know, so.
We have you.
What's that?
And we understand. I said, we got you, and we understand.
Awesome.
You know, Malia, I have to say that I appreciate you rushing to get online to have this interview with me.
Oh, I am glad I could make it.
You are quite entertaining, you know, and, you know, very enlightening to a lot of little things, a lot of little nuances in your life and career, and some little things outside of it.
Thanks.
Well,
see, I don't have to go write that book. Everybody can just listen to your show.
That's right.
See.
But, you know, we want you to get some money, though. So, you know, you may want to sit down and write that book. Just don't pass everybody.
I don't think selling 3 copies will pay my bills, so.
Oh, well, you know, we'll find something else for you. You know, I forgot that you said that you did a little acting. I can't let you go without asking, okay, what was you in?
The Mortal Kombat, the TV series.
Ah.
And Hulk Hogan's Thunder in Paradise.
Phenomenal television program. Hulk Hogan's Thunder in Paradise. Can't find it too many places right now, but, you know.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the little boat.
It was good times frolicking around on a beach in 50-degree weather and then go, act like it's summer.
Oh, it was much colder out there.
Because it's filmed in the wintertime. What's that?
Oh, they did? Oh, they shot it in the winter. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you shoot it in, like, the off-season.
Ah. Little bit of production notes for people out there. There you go. TV is not at all as taken out to be.
No, it's like in between takes, we were all running to where we had our sweats hidden so we could put them on. And then they'd be ready to go, okay, places. Everybody take their sweats off and hide them and go frolic on the beach again in bikinis.
You are a trooper, Malia. Very much a trooper. We're gonna have to. I'm putting you on the list. We're gonna have to get you down here for something.
Okay.
We'll make sure. Also, let me make my quick plug that if you want to see and get news from Malia, get her bio, see her gallery, buy her merchandise, please visit MaliaHosaka.net. And it will have everything that is available. That is Malia Hosaka. If you want to hear this interview, or if you do not know where to get it, or if you need to pass it on to somebody else, go to fanboystv.com, my website, and you can go to the LCW webpage, and it will have everything, every interview, all the RSS feeds available for you to click and download right there on the show page. Easy, simple, all one location. So, that being said, Malia, I want to thank you for your time and your effort for getting in here and speaking with me.
Well, thank you for having me on your show. It's been a pleasure and honor.
It has been a pleasure for me. You know, like I said, I was a LPWA watcher, so just on the basis of that, it has been my pleasure.
Well, thank you so much. It has also been a pleasure talking with you, and it's been entertaining. You're great.
Well, I'm going to say it's like your wrestling matches. Take two to make that happen. So it's not all me. Not all me. You know, you're a big part of that. Your energy feeds my energy, and we're good to go.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere, darling.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. And I want to say good night. Thank you for making the call, and I hope that you will stay in contact with the show, that, you know, the door is open. We'd love to have you come back. Because I'm sure you'll have some other... I will do my best whenever I'm around a Monday night. I would love to be back on the show and talk to you some more. I will say good night, and you have a wonderful evening. You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.